Today we're gonna be kind of going off a little bit of what we were doing last week. I'm gonna bring in that whole image as plane again, and we're gonna go over the video and how to put video into the blender that into your project that you're doing. But the thing is, today, Red recently made this awesome render of a beast in like a whole wrestling themed beast, and it looks so cool. And I wanted everybody to start just making like wrestler beast and coming up with like different names for their beast and stuff like that. So today we're gonna try to see if we can like create like a stage for the beast and have it where, you know how the stages are, like you have like the walk in and like these characters are coming in with a video in the background. So I'm thinking that would be cool to see like a video playing in the back or something just fancy just to get it all set up. So there it is. Red just put it up in the comments, which looks amazing. My little setup that I have right now does not look anything as clean as that that looks, but we're gonna see if we can have some fun. So let me get into it. So right now what I did is I started Blender from the beginning like I always do. Wait, give me a second. Let me make sure I'm recording this, because that would be not cool. Okay, I am recording it. All right, cool. So what I did is I just right now I downloaded from Sketchfab wrestling ring, because it'll take some time just to create something like that right now. So I have the ring set up. Like I said, I usually start my renders fresh. Like I'll just start the program, delete the default cube, and it is what it is. So what I did right now is I brought that ring in, and let me just delete this stuff here so we can just do it from starting. What I did is, okay, now I have that pane. Okay, here we go. So what I did is I set up the ring, and what I did is I set it up in the middle, and then I'm gonna set up a plane on the bottom just to give it some place to sit. And then what we're gonna do now is like pretty much to start building the stage. So we have this set up here, and usually during a wrestling entrance, they're gonna come from one side. So let's like get a default cube, which you usually delete in the starting, but we need it back. So we're gonna press Shift A, we're gonna go into cube, and we're gonna just bring this guy over here. We're gonna press S to scale. So we press S, and then we just move it, and it starts scaling up. And this would be like kind of where he's gonna be walking through. Let me see here, well, how the stage is gonna be set up. And what we can do also is we can duplicate this cube to make some different setups on the side of it. And so what you do is you select your cube, and you're going to press Shift D. What that does is it duplicates. So we're going to duplicate this cube, and we're going to bring it over here to the left, and then we're going to get another one. We're going to Shift D, duplicate, and go to the right. And then we're gonna shrink these guys down a bit, and then just adjust them, kind of make them look like little columns. So what I'm envisioning right now is that we can have like the middle cube playing like a video, and then the ones on the either side of them will be playing different videos or kind of the same, but it'll give like a cool effect. So like we'll have this. Oh, sorry. So what I did is I pressed S for scale again, and I just picked the Z axis, which is always the blue one. And I'm bringing it up so I can make like two little columns. And as you can see, they're kind of going through the bottom too, but that's okay because we don't see that. So that's fine from up here. So we're going to bring this back. And then what I want to do is kind of make it where, well, it needs kind of like a ramp, right? So we're probably gonna have to do multiple cubes on this guy, but let's just set this one up right now where it sets up the ramp. So, okay, so we can click the cube, and then you press tab for the edit mode. And like I showed last week or during the whole backdrop setup, I need to select the edge of this. So what I do is I go up here to the top in the middle section, it says select mode, and I'm gonna click the edge so I can click the edge of the cube. And from there, what I do is I press G. G pretty much is like, well, transform. I think it's move. Sorry about that. I'm on transform. It's move. So that's like G is pretty much the keystroke for move. So I'm gonna hit G, and in here, I guess, as you can see, it you can move it wherever you want. But what I wanted to do is go straight down, and in order to do that, you just press G and then press Z, which is the Z axis, and you're gonna see how the blue little line pops up. So when you start moving this up and down, it stays, you know, straight. So right now, what I'm doing is I'm making this as like a little curve. I mean, as like a little ramp, right? So we're gonna click it so it can pretty much make the ramp. So there's our ramp right there. And now I'm envisioning that this ramp is huge compared to this, ring. So let's like bring this ring up a bit or something. We'll just mess with that right now. But anyways, so now we have that. And what we're gonna do is I'm gonna make another default cube, which is Shift A, and you get the cube, and another one pops up. And we kind of want to make it where, this is off the top of my head, guys. I haven't even seen. I should have looked at what like the stage of the wrestling look like, but I'm just making this up as I go along. So I'm kind of bringing it in the back right here, and hopefully that's where they usually come out. We're gonna shrink this down a bit. I press, like I said, I press S for scale, and then I'll use the Y-axis, and which kind of like brings it together. And then I'll just move it close to this thing. We're just doing building blocks right now, guys, just to get this set up pretty decent. And then what we'll do is that we have to create a hole, right? So that's a long walk. What is he? Oh, okay. So what I want to do is make a hole in this square. So we're gonna press Shift, get to edit mode, and we're gonna subdivide this a little bit. Where subdivide means we're making cuts into the shape itself. So I'm gonna right click, hit subdivide. As you can see, it starts making cuts, right? So when you see like a cut that you want, I mean, there's other ways that you can do it where you can manipulate it yourself, but we won't get into that. This is like a quick version of how to do it. So we're just gonna subdivide, and here, what I like to do is kind of say, okay, this looks like a good little spot where these guys are gonna come out of, right? So I'm gonna go up to the top, back to select mode, and I'm gonna click the far right, which is gonna be the face selection. So now I can click these faces, and so right now I'm like, okay, I'm gonna set up this to be a little bit big, and then I'm gonna delete them. So when you have them all selected, you're gonna press right click, and then you're gonna hit delete faces, and that makes like the little hole of the area, right? But like it's as you can see, it's too much of a hole, right? Where there's nothing really there. So what we can do here is we go back to the middle one, which is edge mode, and you're gonna click this edge. You're gonna pretty much just click the edges one by one, or if you hold Alt, it's gonna select like all the edges that goes around this whole thing. That's not what we want. So let's go back to the other side. We're just gonna go individually. So you click one, you hold Shift, and then you can click multiple. And then now that you have it set up, what we want to do is extrude this going back. So going toward the Y. So we're gonna press E, and then we're gonna press Y. And as you see, the line comes up that's showing the Y-axis, and we're just gonna start pulling it out. As you see, it's making the plane in the back. So right now we'll just adjust that, but now I just made it where it goes to the back and it's connecting And let me bring the whole cube up. Where's that cube at? Okay, I'm going to have to bring the ramp down a little bit. Okay, let me go in here. Select here. Let me go down. Okay, we're gonna have to, well, we'll just leave it like that for right now. That works. That works. Okay, so so now we have like an entrance hole, and it's not as clean as I would like it, but yeah, you know, they're gonna have to jump up here and then slide down or walk down, so it's fine. You guys get the get what I'm trying to do right now. This is on the fly, guys. I mean, come on. So what we're gonna do now is make another backdrop, and what I'm thinking about doing, I'm just gonna go ahead and do another cube, and bring it in the back, and then make it like bigger, so it can be in the back of it. So now it's like making this like huge like stage around it. So like I said, it's this building block. So right now, what I'm trying to do is trying to showcase is that when we start using the image as plane and we start putting the videos on these things, all these like faces can have video on them playing. So if you do make like a cool stage, oh thanks Red, if you do like a cool stage like this, you can always manipulate what you have on it with these images planes. So let's get this in here, and this might not work because, okay, we're gonna go back a bit. There we go. So now we have it looking like this. Okay, so it's pretty much what I envisioned it before Red showed me the picture of how it really looks, and now I feel bad because it doesn't look like that at all, but it's all right, we'll roll with it. So I'm just like, right now I'm just trying to create like extra cubes just to mess with the space that we have. Okay, so now we have this big old monstrosity that I made, and we're gonna go into like the video aspect of it, which is why I wanted to set this up this way. But okay, let's do this. So right now what you do is there's an option, there's a preference that we need to add. It's not going to show it here because when I'm recording Blender, it doesn't show my preferences screen. So, but what it is, that you're gonna click edit, you're gonna go into preferences, and you're gonna go into add-ons. And like I said, it's not there, but you go to add-ons, and then when you search, you're gonna search image as planes. So you're gonna just click that little check mark that says image as planes, or import image as planes, and then you just select that, and then it becomes active. So now what we can do is when we hit import, you can see it now. You see images as planes right here. So when you click images as planes, you're gonna get your menu, which shows your desktop, and then you're gonna just pick whatever video you want. So let me get a video that I have here, and then we'll continue. Give me 1 second. Does anybody have any questions or comments right now while I look for this video that I want? All right, so let's continue. Where is it at? Okay, I'm just gonna, oh, there we go. Okay, so let's use this one. So right now I just imported, I pretty much imported the video, and as you can see, if I click the viewport shading to the second one on the right side, this is called material preview. You're gonna see that the video I imported is on that plane now. So let's go ahead and rotate this guy. And what we want to do is start pretty much just getting it on a plane. I wonder if, I haven't tried this, but let me see if this works. This is gonna blow my mind. So if I click here, since this material is pretty much ready set, right? So right now it's showing it at 16200 whatever. So that's like the name of the video. So I wonder if I click this and I click that video, yep, there we go. So now, since that image as a plane came on, you can actually use that video now and start manipulating it, like how Red shows that we can manipulate different materials and textures. When you bring in a video, it wraps around like the whole, the whole thing, and it looks pretty cool. And when you play it, it's just, it takes up that whole space. And there's some issues right here, and I think this is because of the way that, there you go, the blend. So if I go into, there you go. If I put it to opaque and alpha clip, like now it's just surrounding the full thing. See, I just learned something and figured something out myself right now during this live tutorial. How cool is that? All right, anyway, so we're gonna go ahead and duplicate that over here. So we're gonna do the 162. So now we have 2 cool videos going on these cubes that we made. Man, this is opening up a lot of possibilities in my mind now, because I didn't even know I could do this, and now I'm just, my mind's blown. I just blew my own mind. Oh my god. All right, here we go. I'm excited now. All right, so I get really hyper, guys, my bad. So I go back to import, and it's bringing another video, and I'll bring in, oh, I know which one to bring in for the middle one. Where did it go? Good. Is it that it? No. Overlays, retro, and then here I'm gonna bring, so this works with any MP4. So like MP4 is a video that I'm importing right now, so I think that might be the only one, because you know how Blender is, it's kind of finicky on some stuff. But right now I'm using .mp4. So think about it this way: if you're a motion designer, yeah, exactly, that's how I am right now, Zazzy. I'm like, oh my god. But let's say if you're a motion designer, right, and you want to include like the videos that you make, or if you want to make a custom video and you're like, oh, it'll be cool if I could wrap this around, and I don't really understand nodes that much, like this just opens up the possibilities for you to do like more creative things. If you're not, you know what I mean? Like, I'm pretty sure you guys, you know what I'm saying. So, so now I just imported another video. This is the 281, whatever. So let's bring that in, and let's put that on this guy. So now we got this cool video going on. We're going to change this to the opaque, and then we're going to bring it in on this side. And then now we got these 2 cool videos. And like I said, just how Red was teaching us, we go into the shader editor and we can start wrangling these nodes and start putting like the texture map and all that good stuff that lets you adjust how the video is being played, and you can start rotating it, expanding it, like shrinking it down and whatnot. So let's keep going. Let's add another one, shall we? Let's throw another one in there. Import images to plane. I'm so glad I recorded this. This is like one of those cool things that I don't know. Anyways, so let's do another one real quick. Let's get another video, and we're going to, where is it? There's this really cool one that I have. Oh, there it is. So let's get this guy in there. This is 376. We're gonna put him in the back. Oh, fancy. So check this out. So right now, oh, you know what? Let me fill this guy up with the same one, and then I'll show you guys another trick. So as you can see, we just made these blocks turn crazy. And now imagine, like, Red's Panda Beast coming in through the stage and then coming down, and like, you have Elite Panda here just waiting to fight him or something, like, and it's just like a big deal. Like, this is so cool, like, to have, these crazy effects going on. And I know, like, Void can mess with this, and Juan can mess with this, and all these guys that are doing really awesome animations and really awesome big videos, like just to incorporate like more video into like your video. I think that's pretty cool. And there's also ways to like make these alpha, so they'll just like if you use like Photoshop and you're using screen just to, let's say you bring in a PNG or something and it has like a nice, like you need that background. You can also do that too. So imagine you're trying to do like little effects, like pop effects or, comic effects. Like you can throw those in there in these little video clips and then like time it right where like they'll pop out. Or, I mean, of course, after you're done, you can throw it into After Effects, but I'm just saying. Anyways, so right now, we got these cool videos going, but when you click it to, we're looking right now at the material view, right? So if you would click it to the main rendered view, it's like darkness, right? And it's just like, oh, I did all that work and it just looks, plain Jane. Well, what I was figuring out this on the last video, I started messing with the emissions, and what I noted, what we can do when you have an image as a plane in there. So let's say that we have this background, the back one selected, right? And this is what we come out with the shaders. When you click, sorry, I went so fast on that one, huh? So you click the whole the menu on the top, and you're gonna go into shader editor, and that's where you see these nodes. So what we're going to do is we're going to press delete on this principal BSDF. So later, what it's going to do is going to make it completely dark, but don't worry, we're going to get it back. We're going to click, we're going to go back here, we're going to Shift A, we're going to search for emissions, and then you just drop that right in the middle, and you're going to attach your color, color to color, and an emission to surface, and it's going to bring it back up. And you're like, wait a minute, what's different about it? Well, as you can tell, it got a little bit lighter than the other ones are, right? So what we're gonna do is when we increase the strength of this light, it starts glowing. Like you start manipulating the colors, the brightness of it. So now it looks more like a little like LED style look. And then from here, you can start like messing with the bloom effect. And so when you increase the speed, it starts glowing, right? So let's start setting that up for all of them real quick. At that time, like, does anybody have any questions, comments? Anything crazy? While I set this up real quick. Yoshi Red, hello. Where'd you guys go? Where did my phone? Oh, there you guys are. Oh, hey guys.
Yeah. No, there's no questions, man. You're killing it.
All right, cool. I just needed some banter while I'm like doing the missions and all these things. Yeah, did you hear me get all excited? I'm pretty sure you did. So, all right, so we're just messing with the strength on these now. And of course, when you have, let's say you're working with one specific material, when you start editing that material, you affect all the material, right? So I don't know if anybody had a question about that, but it's like, how do you manipulate, let's say, if these three right here are all the same, how do you manipulate each one? Well, to answer that question, let's say this one right now is set up and we're going to make this guy like really bright, right? But all we want are the two sides bright, and you want this one to be a little bit less. So what we're going to do is, since they all moved they all changed at the same time, you're going to click that middle one. You're going to come over here to where you have your material, and you're going to click new material. What it's going to do is it's going to duplicate what you're working on, but it's going to be new. So when you click it, see how you get that 001? Now it's a new one. So now you can manipulate that one by itself, and the other one stays. You can do whatever you want with this one, and the other one stays the same. And let's say after a while you're like, oh, I want to go back to the other one too. Well, that other one's still there because that was the old file, which is this one right here. So when you click it back, it goes back to where you're manipulating all of them again. You know what I mean? So you can start messing with the colors and stuff like that. But yeah, so yeah, I mean, I pretty much made a stage easier than I thought it was going to be, because before what I used to do was get these planes and then start like manipulating them where like, you had to match the size and all this stuff. So today I just figured out the best little shortcut ever live on the B stage, and it's so exciting. So but yeah, so this is the little B stage. I don't have a B set up right now. I still got to make my wrestler. And I really want, if you're a blender beast right now, I really want you guys to make a wrestler beast. Like, make your own. I want to see it. Like, me and Red and I, like, we want to see these like Red's idea is like perfect, and I think it's a good little theme for all of us to just focus on one thing. And like, let's do wrestlers. I think that'd be sick. What do you think, Red? Like, wrestlers? I'd say so. Let's go. But anyways, that's pretty much concludes something that I thought was going to take longer. But it's pretty smooth right here. Of course, from here, like, you can start manipulating the. Good. Went to demo notes. Ooh, nice one, Lost. I will surely see how we can set that up. Or maybe you could come up, Lost. Let's go, Lost. We get some more beast on here. Let's see. From here, you can start, of course, like, since we're doing it, pretty much from the starting, like, we erased everything. You can start, like, getting the lights in there now for everywhere else. Like, you can start making, I don't know, random things. You can even go into, let's say you get a ring, and then you want to get these. Oh, I'm over here doing this without telling you guys how to do that. Okay, so let's say you have, here's a little tip. If you have, sorry about that. No, I'm saying a lot anyways. My bad. So when you have an object, right, and it's all put together, and you're trying to figure out, okay, how can I manipulate one part, or how can I move one part in this that's already combined together? Well, you would select it, and you press tab, which of course is the edit mode. So let's say I want to pick out of everything, I just want to pick this cool little, I don't know, I'm gonna call it the resting pad, I guess. You're gonna press you're pretty much hover over it, and you press L, and what that does, it starts just picking that particular, like, around that area. Sometimes it'll work where it'll do what I just did right now, where you have to press it a couple of times, like, to get it around, like, the areas that you need to. Or like this rope here, if I do it on the rope, it completely just, like, picks the whole thing. So right now, let's say I want to pick the whole thing, and what we can do here is we're going to go to add material slot, and it's going to make a new one, and then we click new, and I want to put this into emission, and then we're going to put it like maybe like a blue, and then we're going to increase that strength, and then we're going to hit assign, and now we have glowing ropes, like, all cool and stuff. Check that out. And then we can start just doing, like, from here, it's just like whatever you think looks cool, as far as, like, whatever you want. But yeah, like, once we start getting beast and stuff like that, like, I want to see how Red set up his, and we'll get his thing, and we'll just throw beast in there. But like I said, it'll be pretty cool to see some more wrestler beast. I know we have our group chat going, and people are making, like, Super Saiyans and stuff like that, and that's pretty cool too. But I think it's awesome if we, as Blender Beast, like, do cool little themes here and there, so we're all, like, kind of like how we do our Twitter raids or whatever, but it'll be like a Blender Beast raid, and we're all just doing, like, the same kind of theme, just like our own way of doing things. I think that'd be pretty fun. Really cool. But yeah, so anyways, that's my stage setup. That's the lighting. Like, this came out way better than how we were setting it up last week, so I'm glad I have it recorded now. But you press play, and now you have all these videos going, and it's pretty crazy right now. And if I go here and turn the globe, and we'll just go dark, like, you'll see, like, darkness. And yeah, I mean, that's the end of my tutorial. I appreciate it.